Good evening, this is Kuro. Got a ranked game in my Grozovoy, going over the matchmaking, looking at enemy Yamato, double Yamato, Kremlin, Des Moines, Worcester, Moskva, and Shimakaze. So basically a really heavy radar setup. My team has a Rental Conqueror, Republic, Yamato, Worcester, Minotaur, Zao, and my Grozovoy. And first, gonna talk about what I like to see when I'm going to drag out my Grozovoy in ranked. Um, this is uh, this is actually my Nustrashimi captain slash Clan Battles Grozovoy captain, um, with RPF, no AFT, blah blah blah. It is legendary upgrade on the Grozovoy. I'll go ahead and post a build in the details section of the video. But tonight I was seeing a lot of initially there wasn't a lot of radars. It was destroyers, it was battleships, occasional aircraft carriers, maybe one or two radar ships, but it was relatively radar light. And earlier on in the night, I was running Z52 with pretty good success. Um, Later on, as the night progressed, it got more and more radar heavy, and a ship with a lot of potential when you're dealing with radar heavy matchmaking is Grozovoy. You've got a ton of HP to tank. This is Ovechkin, so it's basically max survivability build for the Grozovoy. So from my perspective, um, I don't want to. I'm up against a Shimakaze. Right off the bat, I know there's a point 0.6 kilometer detection gap between him and myself. So if he plays this smart, he can basically push me out. However, I do have a radar Minotaur of my own, and you're just going to see me use the radar on my team just to pressure this guy, just punish him. And if you noticed right here, I'm kiting out, and I'm kiting out specifically because I'm anticipating his team shooting at me. And really, I've already done what I've needed to do. I've got a good HP trade on him. Uh, I've got a repair, so any damage that I take in return, I started out with more HP than he did. Um, so all of these things are going to work in my favor over the course of the game. He disengages, and I'm just going to kite out. And I don't have smoke, so I'm just going to, just try to tank these the best I can. Shouldn't have repaired that fire. That's a misplay. Okay, so his team on the disengaged side ended up catching me and doing a bit of damage to me, and knocked us down to roughly equal percentage-wise on the HP. However, I've got the repair, so he's left yellow. I'm still green. I'm actually still healing too. Um, and this is one of the ways that you use Grozovoy. You wear down the enemy destroyers. Uh, you just grind them up. Now here I'm looking. Uh, I'm launching torpedoes out here. If I was this Shima, I would be swinging out here to try to torp the Conqueror. So I'm throwing torps, anticipating that this guy might be working out in this direction. Basically had turned out and started to sail in this direction to get broadside shots here on the Conqueror. Turns out it looks like he's just falling back to his team, which in and of itself is a pretty solid play. Um, if he's overextended, it's gonna be some issues for him. Now I'm watching my Minotaur, And I'm setting up another play here, and that is, I imagine this Minotaur, he's going to radar once he gets into this island, and I want to be able to, there's the radar, you can see the Shema pop up. Shema's down to about 2/3 of his HP. I'm going to use my smoke this time to try to avoid as much damage as possible. Shema's running from me, and we're just going to keep working this guy down. He's doing a pretty good job dodging. I actually think I'm aiming a little too high. I've been shooting a lot slower guns than Grozovoy. Really, with Grozovoy on that shot on Shema, I should be aiming no higher than the top of the smokestack. And I think that my issue there, I was shooting over the top of those guys pretty heavily. Now I do spot the Yamato, and I see that my Minotaur, he got hammered. So I am guessing that their Des Moines popped radar and somebody was able to blast him. Can't really do a lot to help the guy um, outside of, I'm hoping that this Yamato will slow down. I'm going to throw some torps out here. And thinking about it, I probably should torp back in this direction because the threat is the Shema spotting him. He's already being spotted now, so I know he's going to be going down shortly. The Yamato took his guns off me, so I'm going to try to distract anybody that's shooting. Just throwing out shots there on the Yamato. Maybe I can bait fire away from our Minotaur, let him heal, because it's going to be painful if we do lose him. And I do get the Des Moines shooting at me, but unfortunately it's not enough. The Kremlin was able to finish it from across the map, but he was able to cap B-cap. So now I'm starting to enter a phase in the battle where this can get really touchy. I'm looking at the mini-map here, and I like what I see. They've got a battleship he's not making any progress capping. That's telling me he's being farmed by this Wooster. They've got a Zhao there and a Yamato working on this guy. I think that Kremlin's gonna die. Uh, and if he dies, we should be able to pick up a cap. So I am just looking to delay B cap a bit. I've got some HP that I can use. Um, I'm just waiting to see if the Shema is going to step on the cap. I've got my Conqueror up here. But above all, I want to make sure that I don't get caught by the Des Moines and get farmed. So I'm trying to be a little cautious here. I'm hoping, I can catch a glimpse of this Des Moines shooting back here at our Conqueror. And I'm pretty sure that the Shema is going to go in. Yep, there he is. So what my game plan is, I'm looking to see who can shoot at me. Well, there's the Des Moines. So I'm actually going to throw some torps out here on the Des Moines. I'm going to torp in front of him, anticipating he's going to accelerate. And then I'm going to push in here and see if I can't either stop the cap or spot the Shema. I get spotted, so I've got to see if I can spot the Shema. There he is. Now I just slam on the brakes. I'm anticipating he's probably thrown some torps at me. I'm not detected right now, so I'm going to keep shooting. I do get detected. I'm going to pop my smoke. For some reason, those shots went high. And I'm just throwing out some harassing shots. Now, I do get radar detected by the Des Moines. That's going to make me leave the cap right now. I'm going to have to repair my engine because Grozovoy is a slow bitch. But that does juke that shot. And I'm going to get, yeah, a drop off here. So that also tells me that the Des Moines popped his radar early. Now, because I'm not radar detected, I'm going to stay here and I'm going to keep shooting into this smoke. And I'm just going to try to pressure this shimmer as long as I can. But I see the Des Moines pushing, and my HP on the Conqueror isn't quite the best. And I'm just going to try to see if, we can do something with this guy. And Grozovoy AP. And yes, I'm going to take some damage here, but I've got a good lead on the shimmer. And I'm trying to take pressure off my Conqueror. And if you notice, I'm not really using my guns for damage. This is more shoot at me. I want to take some heat off my Conqueror. I still have a repair left, and even with all this damage that I'm taking, I've still got more HP than the shimmer. And I mean, you can see my Conqueror. That could have bought him some time, get DCP back online, let fires burn out. You see I look back at him and check right there. The Des Moines still pushing up, and I'm just going to keep doing this. At this point, this is a much better engagement range for me, and you're going to start to see why. The Des Moines is going to open up, and he's giving me broadside, and I switch to AP, and Grozovoy AP pretty much at any range is good to go. I mean, you may not get citadels at this range. You can citadel Henrys and stuff beyond 12 kilometers, but I've never done it on a Des Moines. But just getting reliable damage, and I'm on speed boost, and I'm just dodging. I'm avoiding most of his damage, but most importantly, I'm keeping him lit and occupied right now, so my Conqueror can work on him. I've got a Yamato that's shooting at him now, and now this Des Moines is in trouble. My Conqueror has been able to get a...
critical.
Thank you. My Conqueror was able to get a repair off, so he's looking a lot better. I didn't want to risk losing the only other support ship down here, and my Yamato is able to put down the Des Moines, and that just leaves the Shima. So you've noticed I've been playing this more as like a spotting ship, more around, helping my team kill rather than try to win via cap control. And that kind of is a play style for Grozovoy. There are going to be circumstances that, against a daring, against, things that don't have as much ships that have either the same or a little more a little worse concealment than you. You can play for caps and things like that, and use your HP just to trade them, fighting it out over the caps. But in this instance, with such a radar-heavy match, the best thing that I could do for this team is basically provide vision all back in here where these radar cruisers like to sit, and just deny that area, and eventually, we were able to clean it out and push in. And really, the MVPs of this game are the Zhao and Wooster up here, this Yamato. These guys did a bunch of work up here. cleaning out A cap, flipping A cap, and this was just really a delaying action here. And eventually we were able to pick up the cap. So I hope this game kind of illustrates some of the play style differences between Grozovoy and something that's more cap oriented, like Shimakaze or Z52, where you're using, for Shima, your concealment to zone destroyers out of the cap, or you're using Z52 Hydro to push everything out of the area. Uh, and again, here Shima gets radared, and it's just guns, guns, guns. Um, Interestingly, Grozovoy does, on average, seems to do much less damage for me than other destroyers. I think that could be because I'm running Legendary mod, and I'm not getting as many Torb volleys off in the game. And the gun usage, you could probably open this thing up with AFT and run Concealment Expert AFT and really go to town on like U.S. cruisers, stuff like that, trying to camp an island. Um, but I'm not really interested in respecking a captain for it. Um, and my AFT captain is actually for King of the Sea, and I don't run Concealment Expert on it. Instead, it's all AFT manual AA, you know, plus the survivability end of it. Here, and you can see that even though it looked like I lost a lot of HP to that Des Moines, I actually did more damage to the Des Moines than he did to me. Um, and that kind of illustrates some of the gunboating potential with this ship against U.S. Cruisers. That especially with AFT, you can basically pick those things apart. Um, so anyway, this was a Grozovoy game. I know I haven't played this ship all that often. Um, I tend to bring it out when I'm seeing a lot of radar in the matchmaking, and that lets me play a little more passive and use the guns to reach out and do the work that my team needs done. And by doing that, it keeps me my HP pool safer to utilize in the late game where destroyers can really start to be effective. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below, and I will talk to you later.